like 3-6 pulled up, ski trip, cold winter. All my niggas eating good, I remember when we had no dinner. West side, east side, no side, both sides fucking with me. Check, coming, check, leaving flex season, fuck 12, come and get me. Get your ass to run around, high speed, chasing all the big bags. Bending corners, bending rules, bending necks, give your bitch a whiplash. Slide through hot knife, warm butter storm, gutter drain lane. Young man, old habit, still at it, tryna let my chain hang. True story, new story, two-story, condo, B&B. 4 bath, 1 me, no key, like I did a B&E. Being me, so good, so hood, so not worried about it. 250,000 new views, old news, know you probably heard about it. Extra, extra, read about it, headline, word around town, flexing. Ballin' on my course, so I ain't worried about nobody out of bounds, stressing. Feeling like Hercules murdered.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Last Page. Welcome to Open Page Podcast, man. I got my homeboy Josh Dukes up in here, man. The Mr. Voice of Reason. Tonight we're gonna be talking about the Great Resignation and companies understaffed. What you think about that?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it. You know, I think the best way to look at it right now is these companies are having to negotiate with workers in order to keep them. Company I work for, they gave us 2 raises since the summer. They had to, because we were turning over too quick. And I mean, they used to give us these little bullshit surveys asking what they could do. And bro, you know what you could do.
Right, exactly.
This is a no-brainer. More money, better benefits. Simple.
But that's the problem I have, though. You got a lot of these companies now, they still not trying to pay nobody nothing. You got a lot of these apartment complexes and housing companies, and you know what I mean? You got a lot of these different companies and stuff. They constantly going up on the cost of living.
Yeah.
$12.50 an hour in this day and age. You're not gonna make it off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to get you a real good, right? You got to get you one good ass paying job and a $12.50 an hour job, just so that you can really make them ends meet. Not even make ends meet, just so that you can pay your bills comfortably, and still be able to have a good time. And it's messed up that people still got to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I knew nurses who had second jobs. People, EMTs with second jobs. You know what I'm saying? I used to work at the hospital. So it's like, it's hitting everybody. And I mean, if you're not like wealthy, it's hitting all of us. So, these companies, I'm hoping that, they learning what they got to do. And if they don't conform to what people need, I hope they fail. I hope they cease to exist.
Yeah.
We need more. What we need more now is people organizing unions and stuff like that. And I used to didn't care much for unions, but in some places, like, big cities, like big expensive cities like New York and stuff, it's very important to have a union.
Like, especially places like California, because they appease to the rich.
Oh yeah.
It's people that's living on the streets and they still have jobs. They just can't afford to live because it's so fucking hot.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's hard to imagine working a job full time and living in your van or living in your car. But that's the reality. A lot of these people out here.
It's the reality. But I don't know if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of people from California moving from LA and other parts of California to Texas, because to them the cost of living is cheaper in Texas. And the fact that they think that, they don't went up on everything. They don't went up extra sky high. California, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Callie.
the cost of living ain't cheaper is relative to the wages and to the taxes. So when you get more people coming in, that inflates the taxes, and now everything else is finna go up to compensate, like rent, for example. It's kind of a crazy situation, but I don't know if fleeing. I think a lot of these people also, on top of that, are fleeing places like California just because, not only because of how expensive it is, but it's becoming a situation where you could still pay to live in a nice neighborhood and pay absorbent amounts of money for rent, and it'd be a dump when you walk outside still.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
it's homeless people all over the place. And homeless people come there because of the weather a lot of times, and because you know you can just
But
pitch a
that's
tent.
that's like in New York, man. You
Hmm.
paying $2,000-3,000 for a corner apartment,
Dude.
literally a corner. I saw somebody advertising it, like, yeah, 1 bedroom, suite 1 bedroom apartment in the Brooklyn area. And it was in a nice little gentrified area or whatever, but it was just, I mean, my apartment was
It's a
bigger.
box,
Yeah, it was a box. My apartment was bigger than that, and they charged $3,000 a month.
right? And it's a wonder why you get to a job having to deal with all of that. You get to a job and they talk about $13, $14 an hour. No benefits. You attempt, like, what make you think I'm finna stay?
And you know what? You know what I got to say about them temp jobs? Them temp jobs, they're just as worse as
Hmm.
working for a warehouse job alone. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're just as worse as applying for an actual warehouse online, because to me, they be getting over on workers. They
Oh
really
yeah.
do. They be like, oh yeah, we gonna use them for like 2 weeks or whatever, and just send them on their merry way.
Yeah. The company will basically pay the temp service X amount of money, and then the temp service just provide the workers. So this
Cause
company is
cause
getting.
cause say the job
Oh,
is $15 an hour.
right,
They're gonna get $4 off of that $15,
right,
that potential $15 an hour job that you have. So you're getting paid $11 an hour to work for 12 hours.
right. As they see fit.
Yeah.
Go over here and lift this stuff because we can't get the people that work here to do it, and we're not gonna ask them to.
And
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 hope
and
you don't
and,
get
what
hurt.
and what and was right. Hope you don't get hurt. And it's mandatory to come. So
Mm,
that means if you can't show up, then we fire you. Like
yeah,
it's fucked up. Like they don't care if you're hurting, if you got something going on. All they care about is if you can continue, if you can go on.
yep. I did a temp job as like a little extra gig over the summer for this tool warehouse, and they basically had us setting up the whole area that we was gonna be picking in. So we were literally putting the racks up, like drilling holes in the concrete, setting the racks up, getting them straight. And then they'd be upset at us because they wasn't straight. I'm like, I'm not no fucking dude. This is general warehouse. This is not no fucking contractor, fucking construction. What you gonna be mad at me for? They was tripping out. I was
Let me
like,
tell
oh
you.
hell
Let me tell you. This one I work for Amazon. And I don't recommend nobody to ever work for a company like Amazon. I don't care how
no.
much they pay. $15 an hour is not enough. It's not worth your sanity. It's not worth the wear and tear on your body. It's not worth none of that stuff. You know what I mean? So
Mm-mm.
anyway, they had gathered a group of people together because they were starting some kind of project with the shelves, right? Mind you, I'm the biggest dude in the group, but they gave me all women. So when it came to carrying and lifting up the shelf or whatever and moving it over, one of their hands slipped and the chef slammed me right on my foot and it ended up busting my toe. I'm like, God
Oh
damn,
no.
oh, this shit hurt. So imagine the manager, he was a Arabian dude or whatever, you know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you able to continue? I said,
No, what?
no, I'm
Fuck
not able
no.
to continue. Are you serious?
Why
What?
are you that's how is that even a question that you think to ask at this moment?
I looked at him so crazy, and he up there smiling like you know, like it was okay, dude. No, man, I'm ready to go. So I ended up going to the little nurse office because they always be thinking people be lying just to get off work. Like,
Right.
no, first of all, I got bills to pay. Y'all gave me a group full of women. They don't lift heavy shit on the daily like that. Why would y'all do that?
My thing is the delegation of that kind of job to a general warehouse worker is like insane to me. Why would you want us to put this shit up anyway? You know, what if we do it
We didn't
wrong?
sign up for that, and it's a
Right.
lot of you have a lot of these jobs. They will make you do stuff that you didn't sign up for. You didn't apply to do none of this stuff. So why are you forcing me to do something that I didn't apply for? You got people who thinking they finna walk in the door and do what they originally applied for. They like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna do this. We gonna have you do this for like 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
then before you know it, that's your
That's
permanent
exactly
position.
that's exactly what they said to us. You know, when I came to that company, I went to be a forklift operator and we ended up
Mm-hmm.
putting up racks.
Yep,
And
putting up
these were
racks, all that stuff.
that shit crazy. I'm like, bro, I ain't even touched a forklift. It's been a month. And we just putting up racks. But the one thing I liked about it, and they moved to like a flex type of deal
Oh
where
yeah,
you sign
yeah,
up
the
for
Amazon
4 hour blocks
Flex.
of work. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I did like that. That was the only thing they had me on. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I could just do 4 hours today and I could still go to my other job, or I could do 8 hours on my off day. Hell, I could do 12 on my off day if I wanted.
But
I
but
did
that's
like that.
why that's why a lot of people are quitting these jobs. They tired of working like they robots. They
They
tired of
are.
doing stuff for people. They tired of getting people rich. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
They done figured out the formula. They done found out how to get it going. How to be more self sufficient. They don't need these companies. So that's why
Nope.
these companies are negotiating with people, offering payment, sign on bonuses and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because they're
Mm-hmm.
desperate. They need people now. You don't realize how much you need people until the people don't need you.
Right.
Learn how to treat your workers. You know what I mean? And a lot of them, they don't know how to treat their workers. They treat them like they're disposables, like they're cattle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I done seen a couple people just faint and basically drop dead on the job. And then there's somebody coming the next day taking over that person's position who just died.
Bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you one horror story about a job I had before. It's a job I left. I left this job for where we met at Allied. I left this
Mhm.
job for them, and it was $20 an hour. I was using my CDL, so we was driving. But what it was sewer cleaning. So
Oh,
we would drive. I don't know if you ever seen the trucks with the tank and the big
yeah.
hose on top
Yeah.
and the reel. Yeah,
Yeah.
I drove one of those. We would go out of town or whatever, be out of town for a couple weeks at a time. And, typically all we had to do is shoot the line with the hose or send like an inspection camera down.
Yeah.
Rarely do we ever have to go down in there. First time I had to go down in there, we had to guide a camera. It's a robot on these wheels with a little camera in the front with infrared and everything on it. Well, it doesn't turn. So we had to guide it through the tunnel. It was a storm drain. It started out maybe 8 feet.
Mm.
And as we got down, further down the tunnel, it went down to about 4 feet. And so we was crouch walking, pulling this cable, taking this robot through this fucking tunnel until it got to the end. Once it got to the end, we have to carry these gas monitors. Something told me that day to calibrate that gas monitor. And if I hadn't have calibrated it, it might not have, maybe it wasn't working properly or whatever. We might not have known, but there was carbon monoxide gas and the alarm went off.
Oh shit.
When that alarm went off, we scooted out of that tunnel and we took off running. And I'm saying
Wow.
that to say this job was a contract job. The benefits, it was $20 an hour. We set our own time, true enough. So we would wake up at 6 in the morning and we would clock out, clock in, and clock out at 6 that night, work 6 days a week. So we made our money and we got paid every week. But if I was to cover, and I did, had to cover my family full benefits, guess how much I was paying a month? I want you to guess.
About 800.
1,200.
12? God.
For full
Dog.
benefits for me and my family. So I'm saying that to say, like, these companies, they want you to get down and literally risk your life to fulfill whatever need they got.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, right?
I'm for the company. You got people that have dedicated their lives to their company, just like Alad. That company. Remember when they was you? I think you were around. Were you around when they did like the entire they did like a whole suite. They did like a company suite. And
Yeah.
one of the dudes, he acted plumb fool. They end up taking him to jail. His truck was sitting at the parking lot all weekend.
Yeah, no, I remember that. And we was wondering, I think we was wondering, like, damn, did he go to jail or
He did go to jail. He went off because they
Wow.
furloughed him. Well,
But you know,
they sent a lot of people. They gave a lot of people their severance pay and sent them on their way.
they've been going through some shit. I got contacts on the inside still.
Mm.
And like top down management is gone.
Wow.
And it's shifted around. It's a couple of people still left in management, but for the most part, like upper management, them fools gone. They replacing the director like every year.
Wow.
So I don't know what they got going on, what they can't get right, but they can in their ass. I'll tell you one other thing about their company. They made a whole addition to the warehouse. It's basically the same size as the high bay warehouse.
I
But
seen that.
it's all guess what? Guess what though? It's all automated.
Oh, they got robots in there.
They got robots doing high bay
See,
basically.
see, and that's another thing. We got robots. They getting robots to replace humans for working because they know the type of work that they had humans doing was meant for robots to do in the first goddamn place.
Yeah, they also know they can only get so much out of us without constantly having to keep going up on our price. Now, without having to meet the worker demand.
You can't pay no robot.
Yeah,
you know, all that money go to y'all. That's fine, but you know, no, it's a lot of people out there that don't want to do it, but they do it because they have to. You know
and
what
what
I mean?
I guarantee you, I can kind of see what's going to happen. They're probably going to have 40 robots working and one or two technicians, and they going to still be overworked.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When them robots
They're
start breaking down.
Right. They're gonna be doing a whole lot of lifting and bending and moving as well, or whatever. Ain't no telling. You know, it's always a downfall to it. It may look sweet, but it's still gonna be a downfall to it.
Yeah, rather than just come off of some of the profit to pay the workers properly, just
That's it. Just pay what it's worth, because you have corporate jobs.
mm-hmm.
I look at some of these corporate. I look at a lot of these corporate jobs, and I'm just like, all we do is type all day. The people that's really breaking their backs and doing the hard physical work got to be on their feet all day every day. They don't even get paid half of what corporate America pays.
Real talk.
And it's sad because if you're not computer savvy and you don't know how to work computers, it's like you're doomed. You know what I mean? People, they have no choice but to turn to those type of jobs because they feel like that it's their last resort. This is all I can do type stuff. You know what I mean? But it's like, come on, pay what it's worth, man. You know, if you know a person working 12 hours, get them a 4-hour lunch. Get them two 20-minute breaks.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I worked at a place that would get they had you on the stand-up cherry pickers for 12 hours a day, give 30-minute lunch, and two 15-minute breaks.
Yep. And then they be on your ass about them 15-minute break. You better not be a minute late. Okay, they gonna ask you where you been. You can go on break at 12 o'clock and come back at 12:16. They're gonna be like, oh, where you been? It's 12:16. Like, damn, I just made it back from the bathroom. Like, first of all, I gotta walk down there a half a mile to get to the damn break room. So I done took up most of my goddamn break sitting trying to get to the break room.
Bro, we ain't even touch on warehouse culture, on top of that's a topic for a whole nother discussion. But we need to put a bookmark on that one because warehouse culture, that shit is insane.
We gonna say that for another episode, y'all. But man, I'm happy you came through, man. Thank you. I'm glad you came through, man.
Look, pleasure's mine.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, it's Open Page Podcast, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and tune in for the next episode. We out of here. For sure, for sure.